Hi, Eric Gibaud, ericgibaud.com, and today I'm going to show you how to do long exposure photography at midday. Very often we see them at early morning or when sunrise or sunset, but rarely at midday. Sometimes you want at midday for whatever reason. So there are some technical limits, so I'm going to explain how to do it. And then for Olympus user, I've got a small bonus. I will show you the Live Composite, or you could actually use it to get even longer exposure. So let's start. So what do you need? First, if you want to make a picture of sea, you need sea, but it could be a river, it could be the clouds. If it's really windy, the cloud may move a lot, okay? So you need a camera. I'm going to use my Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II with a 12 to 40 millimeter 2.8. And I will use also a tripod. You need a good tripod that doesn't vibrate too much. This one is the, well, too much not at all, it must not vibrate, okay? This is a K&F Concept carbon tripod. I tested, I'll leave you the link here. And also I'm using the K&F Concept filter holder. I also tested, I'll leave you the review here because it's practical to me. And then I've got two K&F Concept neutral density filters, the ND64 and the ND1000. One is 6 stop, the other one is 10 stop. You really need to cut light with this so bright sun. And maybe if you had a lot more light in the sky than in the lower parts, or the other way around, you would probably need a graded ND filter. Already made a review of these filters, okay? So in this case, I'm concentrating on the sea and the rocks. I'm not going to use a graded filter. So you have an idea, you can start for an affordable solution, okay? So let's start. Okay, first you must make a picture without any filter. So for this, you're going to calculate and see. So I'm on f8. Why f8? Because it's equivalent of f16 on full frame. From micro four thirds to full frame, it's like two aperture depth of field difference. Okay. So for the light, it's the same thing. Okay. I speak about depth of field only. So f8 is fine to me. I didn't frame the sky. It's important that you put the horizon horizontal, but when you don't see the horizon, make sure the waves are horizontal. So I fixed on the waves, okay? So it's ISO 200, which is the minimum for the Olympus, f8, and then I make my first picture, and I'm on 1/1000th of a second. So from there, I'm going to count. So now you need to start the mathematics. Okay, so 1/1000th of a second. You need to know how many stops your ND filter is going to stop, okay? In this case, I'm going to use the ND1000 first. This is 10 stops. So 1000 down to 500th of a second, 1 stop. 250th, 2 stops. 125th, 3 stops. 160th, 4 stops. 130th, 5 stops. 115th, 6 stops. 1/8th, yeah, if I'm not lost, 7, okay? 1/4, 8 stop. Half a second, 9 stop. 1 second, 10 stop. Yes, it's going to go down to only 1 second. And this is not very long for long exposure. So I'm going to show you first, and then we're going to better it with a second filter. Okay, I've placed a 10 stop, and now I don't see anything on my screen. This is a mirrorless, so I see in real time. I'm going to drop to 1 second. Now I see the exposure is fine now. I could use a polarizer too to don't have any reflection. I'm not going to use it. I want to make all the explanation. So let's work just with the ND filter. On 1 second. So let's make the picture. I put the timer on 2 seconds. Obviously, the more the sea is moved, the better it will come out if you have just 1 second instead of a longer than that. But I'm going to get even longer with a second ND filter. I'm going to use an ND6 stop, ND64. So 1 second I was here, so I go to 2 seconds on extra stop, 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 16 seconds, 32 seconds, 1 minute, okay? So I'm going from 1 second to 1 minute. So let's see how it comes out. So I've placed the second filter. It's really funny because I've dropped to 1 minute. It was overexposed. I said, what's wrong? I had not put the filter yet, the second filter. I didn't realize. So it's not just counting. Don't forget to place your filter too. Okay. You will notice that sometimes the autofocus will not work with so many filters. So you must remove your filter, focus the scene, and then place your filter back. You go in manual mode or autofocus, but then you push on manual so it doesn't autofocus again, and you go for it. When you manual focus, if you're a mirrorless, activate the focus picking to have a precise autofocus, focusing, not autofocus, manual focus, I mean. And if you can boost the viewfinder so you can see better, get more light in there. On Olympus has some option, and many mirrorless have this option. In case your camera doesn't let you do 1 minute, but is limited to 30 seconds, then you must go on bulb mode, and then you have to time to make sure you're on 1 minute, okay? Let's wait 1 minute. As you can see, the difference is really important, but what happens if I don't have two filters? I put my cap on because I think I'm going to be sunburnt again, so what happens if you don't have two filters and the maximum is 1 second and you want to have more, or you want, instead of 1 minute with both filters, you want to have 5 minutes? Well, the good thing about Olympus, you have the Live Composite. What is that? It makes several pictures, one after one, and it keeps what hasn't moved, and it updates the new things. It means that I will be able to have the rock that's still the same, and it will add the way the sea is moving. And then when I see how it builds on my screen, and when I stop, it will merge everything together and give me a raw file, not a JPEG, a raw file with all what's been happening during this time. It means that if I want to have just one filter, I want to have 10 seconds instead of the maximum one I was getting, I would get change several pictures of 1 second. If I wanted 5 minutes instead of 1 minute with the both filters I have, then I could do the same thing and get several of 1 minute until the time I want. In any time I can see the way it looks. Important with Live Composite, as it stops what is fixed and then update what's new. Sometimes if time is too short, like if you want to do a 10-second picture and the maximum you can get is 1 second, that's fine. You make 10 pictures of 1 second, you change them and that's it, okay? But in case you want to make like 5 minutes, it's better to have two filters and get 1 minute base and change several 1 minute than to do a lot for 1 second, because it will have a look like more, it will be more shaky the way it looks, because the silky look of 30 seconds or 1 minute is not the same as 1 second. So you will have a lot of 1 second look together. It will be smoother than 1 second, but not as smooth as several pictures of 1 minute, okay? So check that. So I left both filters on, so I'm going to try multiplying the 1 minute picture. I'm going to look like 3 minutes, for example. And for Live Composite, to access it, I don't know if every Olympus is the same way. In this case, you have to turn the speed wheel to the minimum, and then you will see Live Composite. Then you go to menu, and then you indicate the time. I know the exposure is fine on that, F8. Both filters, 1 minute, so I'm going to multiply that. So let's start. So when you press the shutter, first it's going to tell you, it's doing some trying, it makes a first 1 minute, so you'll see the exposure if it's fine, and then it tells you that it's ready to start making the picture. So then you will click for the definitive picture, okay? When you're in Live Composite, the screen intensity is lowered, so it doesn't consume much battery. If it's nighttime, you see properly, but in daytime, you don't see much. So I advise you look through the viewfinder, or you could use a smartphone or a tablet to see exactly what's in there, okay? First picture has been taken, I see it in there, and now I'm going to change the second one. The second one is there. Well, I've just changed 3 pictures of 1 minute, so you see the look is different. And now it makes an extra minute to clean the noise. It's an option, feature can activate it or not, like on any reflex or any camera. So you see the big benefit of the Live Composite. It means if I make a 30-minute picture, like night photography, circular, polar circular picture, if I make 30 minutes, for example, in a reflex, I would have 30 minutes plus 30 minutes noise cleaning. If I change 1 minute, I get 30-minute picture and 1 minute noise cleaning, okay, because the base was 1 minute. So that's a good benefit. 30 minutes plus 1 minute it's not the same as a full hour for that. I've removed the 6-stop ND filter, so now I'm on 1 second, back on 1 second with the 10-stop. Okay, so I'm going to the live composite, chaining 1 second picture, and during 1 minute. So you will see the difference in look compared to the 1 minute I got with the 2 filters. So you will see why it's better to get as long as you can and then chain several long time in live composite with the C like this, okay? So you can see the difference. So I went to the setting, I put 1 second, I'm going to chain 1 second picture. So I'm getting together 1 second, after 1 second, after 1 second during 1 minute. At the screen bottom right or in the viewfinder also, you have the full time, the total time you've been exposing and how many pictures have been taken, okay? So as you can see, 1 minute, chaining 1 second picture. I show you the difference with the 1 minute gain I got with 2 filters, which was no live composite, pure 1 minute. Sometimes you don't see much difference, sometimes you do see a difference. Matter of taste also. If you can save the money for 1 filter, that's good also. So you can check it, have a look. But you see the benefit of the live composite. You can really extend the exposure time as long as your battery lasts, okay? So that's simple. So I hope it helped you. It answers many questions I had when I reviewed these filters also. And as you can see, you can make pictures at this time of the day. Obviously, early morning or at sunset, the colors are different, but why not? Maybe you want to do a picture at this time. It's completely possible to do it. And if you have an Olympus, as you can see, the live composite is a great feature you can use that really helps. So in description, I'll also leave you links of the gear I've been using. And if you feel this video may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The small button down here and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, leave a comment below. Also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links of K&F Concept product I've reviewed, and also links to other section of my YouTube channel, and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.